Today we are starting a new adventure, if you can't tell by reading the sign here behind me. Today I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. The purpose of today's video, last year in April, a movie was released that I was excited for. I couldn't wait to see it. I'm talking about Avengers Endgame. It was filmed, even though it was supposed to take place in New York City and other worlds, most all of it was filmed right here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm gonna ride around the city and find some of those locations. This is gonna be a great episode. So as soon as we get back from the intro, we're gonna jump right into talking about Avengers Endgame. So, like I said, Avengers Endgame came out last year, and that is the topic of today's video. That's what this video is all about. I came here to Atlanta to find these filming locations for the movie Avengers Endgame. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite movies. I loved it. This building here, it wasn't in Avengers Endgame, but it actually was in a Marvel movie. Captain America Civil War. Wanda blows this building up with like a ball of fire, and it was supposed to be in like some foreign country, but it's right here in the middle of downtown Atlanta. Same thing with this building over here. These were used in not only Avengers but also The Walking Dead. So much stuff gets filmed here in Atlanta, you could just about go anywhere and run into it. But I'm solely talking about Avengers Endgame today. Man, it's gonna be fun. I can't get close to it because it's a private residence, but the movie opens with Hawkeye and his family right here on this property.
Okay, hold on. Don't shoot. You see where you're going? Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can see the barn there in the background. They're shooting into the tree. You can see that White House in the background. And then off over here to the right is an open field that they show quite a bit of.
Catch him. I gotta catch him too.
Mind your elbow. Good job, Hawkeye. Go get your arrow.
That's it. That's Hawkeye's house. That's his family farm right there. Again, the next location is a private residence, so I can't get back there. You can rent it, but it's private property, so you can't get in there unless you are renting it. After Tony Stark is rescued from outer space, he comes back, they take him to Avengers HQ, and then time jumps ahead 5 hours. Well, then you catch up with Tony and Pepper, and they now, one, have a daughter, and they are living in this rustic lake house. If you look right here behind me, the lake house is sitting on this lake. This lake also played host at the end of the movie after Tony had died. Surely I'm not giving away any spoilers. It's been out for well over a year, so there should not be any, I should not be giving away any spoilers, but after Tony died, at the end of the movie, they released the little box that says proof that Tony Stark has a heart, having his funeral that took place right here in the same spot on this lake. And if you look through the trees right there, you can see the clearing, and that is the lake house right there where Tony and Pepper lived in Avengers Endgame. They also released that arc reactor off into the lake from right there as well at the end of the movie. Now, I drove over to an industrial complex because in the movie they have a workshop which actually set out beside Avengers headquarters, and it is the Saney building is where that workshop is. It's where they built the quantum tunnel and they did all the time travel and everything. There's a guard tower right around the corner here. You see the Saney sign there. The quantum tunnel workshop is the Saney building. It's back there, but right up here around the corner there's a guard shack just right there to the right. So I actually had to speak with a security guard because this place is like under lock and key, which is crazy. But I had to speak with him to get him to let me come in here, and he agreed timidly. But I guess I was trying to explain that this building, in the wide shot of Avengers headquarters, just off to the right of their main building is their giant workshop. It's where they built the quantum tunnel in the movie, and they do a lot of work there. This is that building. Now, obviously, the Avengers building is not over here. All that was digitally put in, but they got shots of this building here. This is the Saney building. They sell giant construction equipment. This is the Avengers Workshop right here in all its glory. Man, that's a beautiful building. Goodness. As you can see, they keep this place under lock and key. Again, I had to stop and talk to a security guard, and fortunately this is being filmed on a day when they're not at work. Had people been here working, I'm pretty sure they probably wouldn't have allowed me in here. In the movie, now obviously it's not from this angle, but in the movie, Tony Stark drives his Audi right here in the spot, right up to the building where he meets Cap, right out front here. The quantum tunnel and all of that would have been built over here in this part, and there is even some shots in the movie where you can see the Avengers on the inside walking across. Obviously, if it was this hard for me to get out here, I'll never be able to get inside, but you can see the Avengers walking across this way, and you can see the outline of this loop here behind them out the window. So they filmed those scenes right inside of here, and the quantum tunnel would have been built right over there. This is a massive workshop in there. It's absolutely massive, and that's why I guess they chose this building, because of the look of it. I mean, it looks incredible, and it's massive, big enough that they could build the quantum tunnel in there. Also in the movie, right off to the side of it here would have been their like helipad where their Quinjets would have landed. AntMan was sitting right here eating a taco when the Quinjet landed, blew it all out of his hand, and then Hulk walks up, the Incredible Hulk walks up and hands him another taco. That scene happened right here, right at this corner, right underneath where it actually says Saney. It wouldn't have in the movie. That happened right there. How cool is that? How cool is this building? This building is incredible. I mean, just look at the sheer magnitude of this workshop. It is absolutely massive. And that whole, it being all glass on the front side of it here, no wonder the movie scouts chose this location to be the Avengers Workshop, because it's very modern looking and it looks like something Tony Stark would build. The next location that I'm going to talk about today actually takes place right here behind me. A couple years ago I came here and I walked right down the middle of the street, and I knew that it was used in the filming of a movie, but I didn't know which one. It turns out it was Avengers Endgame. And when this scene shows up, it looks completely different. They made it look like China or somewhere in Asia, and Clint Barton, Hawkeye, is fighting a bunch of gang members right here on the street. It looks a whole lot different in the movie. Like I said, they built a facade right on the inside of these colored posts, and they even had a walkway going over. There's one shot where you can actually see these yellow posts here on the inside. You can see them right beside them. I don't know if it was really raining when they filmed it, or if they simulated the rain, or I guess they could have even did computer generated the rain. And Natasha comes to meet him. All that happened right here on this road, right in the heart of downtown Atlanta. I know it don't look like it now, but they built all that and filmed that whole scene right here. The next location was actually supposed to be San Francisco, California. And this location is probably one of the most important parts of the movie. A rat crawls across the portal in Scott Lang's van, activating it and bringing Scott Lang back from the quantum realm. That scene was actually not filmed in San Francisco. It was filmed right here in Atlanta. In fact, right here where I'm at. He's pulling the little cart with him, and you can see this roll-up door, and he walks right past this one as he's walking by. They would have been coming from about this direction as he's leaving. This is the spot right here. You can obviously tell this is where they filmed it at. It looks exactly the same, and it is most definitely not San Francisco, California. It's Atlanta, Georgia. There's a scene in the movie that was in all the trailers and everything where Scott Lang, who plays AntMan, is like carrying his wagon down the street, and it passes in front of this telephone pole, which has grown up with this bush now. It spans in front of this house here. Right here on this pole would have been like all kind of signs of people missing, and you can see all the nails where they hung all those signs up. He continues walking. It looks like they put a pole up for filming right over here somewhere. There's like a Prius right here where that pole would have been. You can see this house, and a kid rides by him on a bicycle.
Sid! Hey, kid!
He is talking to the kid like, what happened? You know, he didn't know that everyone got dusted. And the camera pans down this way. You can see this white picket fence in that shot.
What the hell happened here?
Also at the same time, because everybody had gotten dusted, like there was like piles of trash everywhere, just bags all over the place and trash all up and down the road. Like I said, there would have been a Prius parked right over here on this side, that the wheels were taken off, and it just was supposed to show how desolate it had become since half the people of the world dusted.
Sid! Hey, kid! What the hell happened here?
That's it. This is the spot here. This was really hard to find, actually, because there was no, it wasn't documented anywhere, this spot. I had to like look on Google Earth and spent 2 days just trying to find this, but it was very prominent in all the trailers, and it was a big part of the movie as Scott was trying to figure out what happened, where everybody got dusted by Thanos. This is the spot right here. Right here in front of me. This house not only was in AntMan, but is also in Avengers Endgame. This was Scott Lang's ex-wife's home. This is where, after he comes back from being stuck in the quantum realm for 5 years, he comes here, knocks on the door, his daughter comes, they share a big hug after she realizes he's still alive. That's the spot right there. Well, it is closed. It is not open. We were gonna eat lunch here, but all right, so this is 2277. This is North Cheershire Boulevard in Atlanta, Georgia. And in the movie, they use this diner. In fact, the Hulk, Scott Lang, Captain America, and the Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, were sitting like right inside of this window right here. And the Hulk had changed himself over so that he was Professor Hulk. And the kids come up and ask for his autograph.
Best of both worlds.
Excuse me, Mr. Hulk?
Yes.
Can we get a photo?
100%, little person. Come on, step on up.
Looks like homeless people are using the awning here for shade. You can also, if you look behind them as the camera's there and they're eating, you can see even this rail was here. You can see it behind them as well.
Come on, I feel like I'm the only one eating here. Try some of that.
Have some eggs.
Out, if you look out the window in that scene, you can actually see this Title Max sign and the giant cleaners here on the end, and you can even see this sign that pops up and says Sonny's Cleaners on it. You can see all that right out behind them through the window right there.
I'm wearing shirts now.
Yeah. What? How? Why?
I don't know if the diner was open when they filmed or if they just opened it up for filming, but they made it seem like the diner was a real diner and they were eating. Listen, it was a funny scene. It's the first time we get introduced to Professor Hulk, and it happened right there. Part of Avengers Endgame centers around them going back in time to 2012, which was the Battle of New York City. They go back to Stark Tower and they film a scene where they're in the lobby of Stark Tower, and the lobby that they filmed in is right here behind me. This is it. So for this scene, they filmed the lobby of Stark Tower in the Proscenium building here in downtown Atlanta. So I'm in the elevator that all the Avengers gathered in, and Hulk couldn't fit.
Whoa!
Hey,
whoa,
buddy,
whoa, whoa.
what do you think? Maximum occupancy has been reached.
Take the stairs.
Yes. Stop.
you can see there's a shot where all the Avengers are walking out. Tony and Thor, and they have Loki handcuffed. And you can see this is the exact spot.
May I ask you where you're going?
The lunch and then Asgard. I'm sorry.
And then right above their security desk up here, it would have said Stark Industries. They had a sign right there above the security desk. Future Tony Stark was walking this way when Hulk come bursting out through the door. That happened right here.
Good job. Meet me in the alley. I'm gonna grab a quick slice.
It's just incredible to think at how they trick you. How, had I not just told you that scene was shot in Atlanta, Georgia, no one would have knew. They would have thought that that was shot in a building in New York City. Just because that's how they portray it. Incredible. Here in downtown Atlanta, at the corner of Cone Street and William Street, a pivotal part of the movie was shot right here on this corner. While they're in the middle of their time heist, several of them, let's see, Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, and AntMan, they all return to New York City from the original Avengers movie. After they've attempted the time heist, Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, is walking up, and you can see this piece right here above his head. The camera pans quickly to like a maroon color Kia or something sitting right here, and in that shot you can see this building exactly. You can see it, this corner here, and it's still painted exactly the same.
Cap. You know what? Give me a break, Steve. I just got hit in the head with the Hulk.
You said that we had one shot. This was our shot. We shot it. It's shot.
Now they did something different to this building to disguise it. It had like some fencing down here at the bottom and some other stuff up at the top. So they did that to disguise it.
No, there's no other options. There's no do-overs.
But this is the spot where Tony and Captain America decide they're going to go even further back in time to collect more Pym particles and all that. That red Kia would have been sitting right here with like the dirt and rocks on the top of it. That was right here.
You got it. There's another way to retake the Tesseract and acquire new particles.
Also, in one of those shots, it would have been taken from about this angle right here. And you can even see this one-way sign right here in the shot.
You know what? Give me a break, Steve. I just got hit in the head with the Hulk.
You said that we had one shot.
This cable box was a little different. It was up here, and they had like some trash cans leaned up here, and there was like a bicycle right here.
You said that we had one shot. This was our shot.
That's the spot though. That is it. And they just hung like some black things down over this building to disguise it. Because again, this was supposed to be New York City, not Atlanta, Georgia. So they had to make it look more New Yorkish.
But what are we gonna do now?
You know what? Give me a break, Steve. I just got hit in the head with the Hulk.
You said that we had one shot.
At one point when AntMan is telling them, you know, it was 6 stones or nothing, the camera pans over to Captain America standing here. There's like again, there's a bunch of like dumpsters and trash cans back here behind him, but you can see this parking deck here, and you can see this metal section that's holding these air conditioner units up here. You can see it coming down right behind his head.
Shot. 6 stones or nothing. It was 6 stones
You're
or
repeating
nothing.
yourself, you know that?
Ruin the time ice.
Is that what I did?
Yeah.
Are there any other options with the Tesseract?
No.
Just as they're about to jump again, the camera cuts over here, and there's like all kind of police lights going off, and you can see this building here in the background with those long pillars coming down. You can also see this parking deck here right on the other side of it. So
Excuse me.
1970.
Are you sure?
Captain, Steve. Sorry.
oh wow, right on the other side of this building is like a giant plane that was coming into land, and it just, I was waiting on it to come around to hear it. There it is. Delta. In Avengers Endgame, the majority of the movie, well, at least the climax of the movie takes place at the Avengers headquarters, which is supposedly in upstate New York. It's not. It is actually a Porsche building, the Porsche Experience or something like that, here in Atlanta, Georgia. Here it is right in front of me, as a matter of fact. And obviously you can tell that iconic slope in the building there. In the aerial shots of the building, you can see this piece coming down, except it don't say Porsche. They did is basically they took the building, got shots of it, and then it was computer generated into other areas. So in the movie it looks like there's a giant lake off to this side of it, over here. And then, like, pretty much right here where I would be standing, there's like this giant warehouse, which I tried to get to earlier. It's where they built the quantum tunnel and all that. There's another giant plane flying in. Now they took this exact building, like I said, it looks exactly the same. You can clearly see the slope in the building there, and the rounded wall of glass on this side, and that awning cover over here on this side. You can clearly see them in the movie. And they just CG'd it on top of other stuff to make it work. But this is the building that Thanos blows up in the final climactic battle of Avengers Endgame. He blows this up. They have the giant battle out there where the Avengers finally defeat Thanos when Tony snaps his fingers. Truthfully, all those scenes were shot at Pinewood Studios here in Atlanta on a green screen. All the where Tony, I am Iron Man, and then snaps his finger. All that was done on in Pinewood on a green screen. But if you're going by the movie, they would have you believe that all that happened in the rubble of this building right here.
And I am Iron Man.
And then just before the credits roll, it cuts to a shot of this house right here. It zooms in and actually goes through the window where it shows Captain America, Steve Rogers, and Peggy Carter sharing a dance. That's the spot. In the alternate universe, Steve and Peggy spent their lives together right here inside of this house. And they show this just before the end credits. It's the very last scene of the movie. That is going to do it for this episode from Atlanta, Georgia, and the filming locations for Avengers Endgame. One of my favorite movies. I enjoyed them. I was into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, watching a lot, not all of them, but a lot of the 21 movies leading up to Endgame, which made the 22nd movie. Seeing these locations is always going to be fun for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, go down and click that subscribe button. Take it a step further, hit that notification bell icon. That way you get notified every time I upload a video. If you want to help support the channel, check out the links down in the description box below. Thank you all so much. I will see you again tomorrow. Please have a great day. Be safe and stay healthy.